Hello cyclists, look, it's the new VANMOOF, it's the S5. Today's review, a very special bicycle. Okay, there's so much that changed that VANMOOF decided there was the S3, the former model, and they instantly did go to the VANMOOF S5. So there was no S4. But what changed? I mean, it was really difficult for me where to start. There are two models. It's the S5 and the A5, so no more X models. And the new step-through version is much more feminine, I'd say, and reminds me a little bit of the bikes, of the female or step-through bikes that VANMOOF introduced like 15 years ago. So maybe VANMOOF experts noticed that the frame geometry did change a bit because this bike is a bit smaller. So the S5 starts for people that are 165 centimeters and can go up to 2 meters. Because I remember I'm 174 centimeters, and last time I did ride the S3, that was really a bit big for me. But anyhow, one of the main things that you will notice in the design is that they do only offer one color. It's this gray, they call, and the LEDs integrated in the frames are gone. But now you do have in the cockpit, on the handlebar, you do have two halo rings. And VANMOOF says they did it because, and that is actually true, even though I really did like the LEDs, that you were looking on your bike and not to the streets. And now with the halo rings, you're much more looking what is happening around you. So it's more safe. The halo ring on the left shows you how the battery is charged, and there are two small buttons. One is, yeah, and there is a little one there you can turn on and turn off the light. And on the right side, the halo ring, there you can choose the different modes of assistance. And there's of course the fun, the boost button. The battery is still integrated in the bicycle, so if you don't have the possibility to charge your bike, it's a bad option. I mean, they do have an extra battery, a range extender, but to be honest, I don't think it's the perfect option for you if you don't have the infrastructure to charge the bike directly. I mean, it works, but for me, it's not so elegant. But have a look, the range extender also, because the first version, it was a bit more like a compromise, but now the version they are now introducing to the market is much more, design orientated. Also something, a new update in the cockpit is the mount for a mobile phone. The mobile phone also can be charged, and because you don't have the LEDs anymore in the frame, you now use the VANMOOF app to see how fast you're riding and all the other data you need or you do not need. There's also a new motor integrated still in the front hub. You know, there are different people who say motors on the front hub are not the best choice. If you ask me, I like it because you're like pulled a bit, and I never had the feeling that I lost control, even not if the weather was rather wet and the street was a bit slippery. But in the end, I just can recommend do test rides, if possible, not only one, but maybe do 2 or 3 appointments for a test ride and really take your time and see what works for you. A motor on the front, in the middle, or in the back. But the motor is much, much stronger. It has now 68 Newton meters, and to be honest, I really felt that it was even maybe a bit dangerous for me in the beginning, because in combination with the new torque sensor, it's a completely new and very powerful feeling. They did also change the gearings. As you maybe remember, the S3 had 5 automatic gears, and you were able to individualize them, and a lot of customers had a lot of problems. So now you do have 3 automatic gears in the rear hub, and the first rides for me were very interesting because I really have the feeling 3 are definitely enough. But I mean, this is a commuter bike, and to be honest, do you need more than 3 gears in the city commuting, even when you're riding more like 10 or 15 kilometers? I'd say it's a good choice that they downsize. But in the end, we will see if those 3 automatic gears work properly. What did not change is the chain. You still have it in the chain glider. Actually, I was a bit expecting that they go for a belt drive, but the 2 founders of VANMOOF, I don't know, I think they just don't like the carbon belt drive. They say this one is much more uncomplicated, lasts longer because it is protected. I don't know, I still prefer the belts. And of course, VANMOOF always try to cover everything. So as I constantly repeat, they're really listening to what their customers want. And one of the big issues, people are afraid that the bike could get stolen. So they offer 2 maybe even 3 things. They still have the kick lock, which has a longer bolt now and should therefore be more secure your bike more. And they do have an anti-theft technology, so when your bike is removed by someone who is not allowed to, an alarm sets off. If you ask me, the alarm is not, it's not sufficient, and I don't know, I'm not sure if really somebody would go up to a thief and say, you did set off the alarm, please leave the bike. But anyhow, everything helps. And it has a GPS tracker inside, and you can connect it with your iPhone iSearch, so you see where your bike is located. Also check out the VANMOOF website. There, as always, you find lots of different coverage packages and insurance packages. And if you do not have the 2,500 euros, so this bike is more expensive than the S3, then you can always look for leasing or different options how to pay the bike. It is an e-bike, so it does have a battery, and as I told you, it is integrated into the frame, and really depending on the modes of assist and how you're riding, the battery lasts up to between 60 and 120 kilometers. And it takes about 3 hours to charge it like 50% and up to 6 hours when you want to charge it completely. What I still don't like are the pedals. I don't know why, they still look very cheap, and I would definitely look for other ones and would swap them. And you do have, of course, the internal cable routing, which looks very nice. And the bike, of course, is maybe going to be a design icon in the future. So really, when you're riding a VANMOOF, it is like a statement. I really love the design because everything is whether pitch black and now with this gray. I think it's a really nice choice. And I don't know exactly why VANMOOF did change the options between the different color options concerning the frame, but I really like this one, even though, to be honest, I'm a bit sad because I really did like the matte black one. I thought it was very iconic. And check out the disc brakes. They did change the design, and I think it's also because of security reasons, but I have the feeling they are super reliable and were working really well. Especially here in the city surroundings, you have to have reliable brakes. The sitting position is very upright, what I prefer when you're cycling in the city and commuting, because you really see what is happening around you. I'd say the saddle is very comfortable. I know it's very individual, but I like this one. VANMOOF I liked it a lot. And I mean, just check it out, but I think the new frame geometry is even more comfortable than the S3. Also, I think one part for the very comfortable feeling when you're riding a VANMOOF are, of course, the tires. They are fat, they are big, and they're puncture proof. Very important when you're cycling in a city, for example, like Hamburg. And of course, VANMOOF still comes like a complete bike. So it always comes with fenders and a bike stand. And you can always check on the website, they do have extra accessories like carriers. So it is a very good companion for commuting. I really like the improvements VANMOOF made with the S5. It is now 500 euros more expensive, and I know there were some changes in their own factory in Asia, because they now can produce up to 1 million bicycles. And I really hope that this will be felt and seen in the quality of the bikes, because in the past there were again and again some faults. I mean, especially faults that were caused by software. So this is always the thing when you choose a VANMOOF. This is a bicycle with a lot of innovation and technology, but if you're an early adopter, you can always, have the possibility that something is not working correctly. But in most bigger cities, VANMOOF offers no showrooms and also offers you service and test rides. So there are still so many things developing within VANMOOF, and when you think what you get for 2,500 euros, it's a very stylish, quality-wise, I'd say definitely okay, but very innovative bicycle. So for me, I still give my thumbs up for VANMOOF. And if you like this review, also give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want to know what we are producing and what is happening in our everyday lives, also subscribe to our Instagram channel.